Michael Gerber goes right into that repeatable $1,000. You create your system,
Yep.
which is, I imagine, a lot of what the road mapping process is about,
Mhm.
and then you can replicate. You're going to find that unique story.
Right,
Part of it's
exactly.
structure, but then it's also customizing based on the individual, the company, their story, things like that. Very exciting. Sounds like you really did some really great research because he's definitely a classic for sure. And I want to talk more about messaging in just a minute, but let's take a moment to talk about the medium because it seems, I mean, especially right now, at the time of this recording, it's pandemic, people are working remotely, and it has been taking off for a while. You look at the growth of YouTube. YouTube is the number two search engine on the planet right now. What do you really see happening in the marketplace with video and branding and sharing stories?
Yeah, YouTube came out in 2009, I believe. And in 2009, the technology wasn't there for everyone to have a video camera in their hands. By 2015, 16, that's when we started to see more cell phone footage begin to pop up on the internet. I think what's happening now, especially in the moment of 2020, where we're in the midst of coronavirus and we're in the midst of the majority of people are home and we're creating much more content. What's happening is that a very select few entrepreneurs, very select few creatives are breaking through the noise. And they're breaking through the noise because instead of simply sitting in front of the camera and talking, they're showing you what the behind the scenes of their life looks like. And I think that was where the shift in brand and marketing began to change, where bloggers, or what became known as vloggers with a V, begin to create this content that could really show you, instead of just telling you what to do, I can show you what to do. I can give you the experience of allowing you to see it with your own eyes. We're visual creatures, we're visual human beings. That's the way that we learn how to communicate. When we first learned the word cat, we read the word cat, CAT, and then we saw an image of a cat. And so anytime we saw the cat after that, we knew that was a cat, right? The same way with visuals. I think if I tell you about a time that I went to New York and I was mesmerized by the buildings, you see New York buildings in your head, and I see New York buildings in my head, right? Because of something that we've experienced, whether it's a movie or being in New York. And so that's what's happened with video, where Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube have all created their own video platforms. Why is that? Because they're engaging, because they allow us to experience in a much different way than words. Words are important, but when you can watch a video that you can hear, that you can see, that you can feel, it changes everything. Right. And I think, we talked about in the beginning of this Keisha Dior's documentary, part of it was that it was being able to see, hear, feel what she was talking about, because what she talked about was not about the color lipstick and how beautiful they are. She talked about women empowerment. She talked about being comfortable in your own skin, right? If you wanted to go out that day and wear blue lipstick, go out and wear blue lipstick. And then she shows you how she does it herself, right? That is the magic of video now in 2020, where, and I mentioned, like, there's people breaking through because there is a lot of noise out there, but there's people breaking through because they're creating content in a much different way that gives you a three-dimensional view into their lives. That's where I see video going even 10 years from now, is that people will want to see that, see what life looks like behind the scenes.